One of the biggest factors when it comes to cost of living in a place is groceries. So today we're going to dive deep into what it's like going grocery shopping in Portugal. Hey expats and travelers alike, I'm Josh with Expats Everywhere.
And I'm Kaylee, and we believe that living abroad transforms lives. And one of the biggest things is going grocery shopping. So today we chose 3 different stores to go into and show you a breakdown of the different prices that you chose on the community tab. And we've been living abroad for over 10 years now, and it's always an adventure when going shopping. So let's see what is in Portugal. This is one of our favorite shops. It's called Pingo Doce. I don't know if I'm saying that right, but they are all over the place and they're really good, kind of middle of the range shop.
On our community tab, we asked you guys a couple months ago, what are 10 staple items that you can't live without? So we compiled those 10 into a list of 20 that we went and shopped at each store for. We're gonna show you guys the prices on those, what the total prices are at the end of the episode, and see which place is the cheapest. All right guys, so heading into the first place, we are going into the Pingo Doce. And it's one of the bigger grocery stores near us. Now, some of the other grocery stores that you'll see could be smaller, could be bigger, and they'll be the same brand. So this one in particular is pretty large.
It's a pretty common store to go to. Right when you walk in, you've got the produce. Just like in the States, they have bags for you to put it in. Now, one of the nice things is, and this is different in different European countries, but here in Portugal, you do not have to weigh your own produce. Some places you weigh and then you put the sticker on yourself, but they do it at the checkout, which is nice. It's just like the States.
Yeah, this Pingo in particular has a lot of fruits and veg that you can pick up, and there's a decent selection that you can pull from.
Berries, I love getting the berries. As you guys have seen, strawberries for Sia. It's really similar to stores in the US. You've got your lunch meat, you've got your different protein. You open the cases and you just take a look at what you want. There's also a butcher too.
Also sale prices, which is great because we like to pick stuff up and then obviously cook it that night or the next night.
And the wine selection is magnificent.
Kaylee's always about that wine. She's about that wine life. And why not in Portugal? I mean, you can get a nice €2-3 bottle of wine. It's good. It's cheap. Americans, peanut butter. Let's talk about it. Peanut butter jelly time.
And bread. Lots of options for breads.
Yeah, that's one thing that you're going to notice that's different than American grocery stores is that for a lot of things, you might have only 1 or 2 options. Another fun fact, they like to do 6 packs of eggs.
And the eggs are not refrigerated, so that's something different. Just like everywhere, always check.
Also milks, sometimes you can, you have some that are refrigerated and some that are not. So these are the ones that are not refrigerated, which I guess is kind of a good thing. It does have a little different taste.
Something to note is with milk especially, you can take a whole case or you can just rip into the packaging and take how many you need.
Fresh milk, boom. So that stuff is going to go bad, the same time that fresh milk in the US would go bad. The canned selections, and then you actually have like a ton of rice and pastas. So we're going to show you a little bit of the selection here. A lot of different types of rice.
So there's a lot of similarities with the US. You've got your different things for lunches, how we like to do sandwiches. Sia, hello.
Sia loves it. She actually does enjoy going to the grocery store. I think there's a lot of visual stimulation. In the US, we love our cereals. That was all the stuff that we got at Pingo, but here are some shots of things that you guys asked us to give you prices on. These are things that we did not purchase, and we're gonna do this at each store. We're gonna show you kind of some of the other offerings, but things that we did not purchase. So you do have like a health food section or whatever, like people asking for avocados, that type of thing.
So if you want, you just take a look at these and you can pause and zoom in to get a closer look of the prices of things.
Seafood, I think Pingo does a good job with their seafood section, bacalhau, or cod in English.
Fresh and frozen, so you have options there.
Fresh from the freezer.
Checkout is fairly similar. Something that you have to note is you have to walk out with your groceries and you normally don't have a car. So keep that in mind. We take bags for our back, and then having the stroller is really nice because we can chuck stuff down in the bottom. Normally we spend around 65 euros or so. Today was a little more, I think, because we bought a couple of things that we don't normally get. So it was more like in the 90 something euros. So it's a bit chilly today, but here is another grocery store that we like to go to. It's a little smaller because of location and known to be a little more upscale, but let's see what they have.
All right, heading into the Continente. Continente actually has a few really large stores. This one in particular is quite small. It's located in a mall.
Again, same thing when you walk in, you've got the produce, but it doesn't have as many options as the Pingo, just because it's a smaller store. But it is a bit more upscale, so you'll find a good variety of things, even though there aren't as many.
Yeah, like when we say that you might have a couple different types of apples to buy as opposed to, 6, 7 different variety of apples to buy. A couple different pre-packed types of salad, 1 or 2 different types of tomatoes, 1 or 2 different types of potatoes, that type of thing.
Options though with your yogurts and with your proteins. Cheese. Again, with the lunch meat, we like to do the lunch meat for sandwiches. They've got some charcuterie stuff, a little nicer.
Smaller bread selection here, but it's definitely enough. I mean, obviously we're able to find what we need.
And then same thing here, eggs, you want to check them, they're not refrigerated. Milk also, you can grab the whole pack or you can rip into it and just grab the ones that you need. We drink a lot of milk, especially with cereal, so.
2 different types of peanut butter, a bunch of different types of olive oil. That's something that is really common in all the grocery stores we go to, is you're gonna get a lot of variety with olive oil. Again, with the rice and pasta, each store is gonna have their store brand as well, and that's gonna be cheaper.
So as you can see, it's really similar also to the US, even though this store is a little smaller and a little more upscale. You can still get lots of options that are very similar to the US.
Always with the walls of wine.
Yes.
Every store, doesn't matter the size, you're gonna have a wall of wine.
That's something a little different than the US, I guess.
This place does seem to have more American cereals, I've noticed. What do you think? Definitely more than Lidl. Lidl, which is the next place we're going to check out, does not. You have some alternative milk options. You also have some options to get food for your kiddos, your little kiddos. And then, your cleaning supplies and that type of thing.
Toiletries, got a little bit of everything here.
Really, you'll find that in all of them, but I think with Continente especially, you're going to find things that are name brand.
Right, name brands that are recognizable from the US.
Keeping Sia entertained. All right, guys, at checkout, you're going to get 3 things that are commonly asked, so be ready. Number 1 is, do you have a bag? Do you need a bag? So they're going to say something about a saco or saquinho.
Another thing too is you can get their card. So just like we have like the rewards cards in the States, you can get their card too. So we recommend if you're going to be shopping at the same place multiple times, just go ahead and get that so you can get the discounts, the accumulating of points for the rewards.
The third really common thing for them to ask is for your contribuent. So that is going to be your NIF number. Go ahead and give that. You're going to get asked that in a lot of shops for tax purposes. Lidl! Lidl's our fave.
It's a little further away though, so it's hard to get a big grocery run here because we have to walk a lot further.
We have certain items that we like to get here. Now I will say Lidl is definitely more humble looking. Things are not laid out as nicely as they are in the Pingo or the Continente, but things do seem to be a bit cheaper. Lidl is known to be a very discount type of brand, similar to Aldi.
And I think you'll see that in the packaging, and when we go down the different aisles, you kind of get an idea that it's a little more budget looking than other places.
I love a good deal though. I love me some budget.
But just like the other stores, they have everything. They have a good variety. You can get your fresh produce, you can get your different cheeses, and we'll show you all that.
Yeah, in general, the layout of these stores, you have your fresh stuff that's on the perimeter, and then as you start working the aisles on the inside, that's going to be more of your packaged goods.
Notice here that it doesn't have doors for the refrigerated stuff. Those pizzas we used to love to eat in Spain. We don't have an oven here though, so we haven't gotten those, but
I do think that the meat selection at Lidl is quite good. Again, it's gonna be cheaper, but there's also like a lot of different meats to choose from.
they do have a big variety.
Oh, and one cool thing about Lidl is that they have their like seasonal sections, and you can find a lot of fun things to try out there. Love that. Some of Sia's favorite yogurt is here, so that's great. Here's a shot just kind of showing you the spectrum of the store, really. Again, with the pastas, the rice, you've got canned goods as well. You just don't have as many options. You know, sauces.
Now, even though it looks like there's not much, just like every other store, wait for it, wine!
Yep, walls of wine. Not as glorious though, I think, at the Lidl.
Still good options.
And there are also spirits that are sold, like right next to the wines and beers. So that's a little different. You know, from state to state, you might have spirits that are sold and others that you don't.
As we've said in past vlogs, some of our favorite cereal is here, so we definitely get a lot of those boxes. Sia loves the grocery shopping. Lastly, let's take a look at a few things that we didn't buy at Lidl, but just to show you the different options and the different prices.
Yeah, Lidl doesn't really have a butcher. I don't remember going to any Lidl that has a butcher. It's just the meats are already packaged and everything. You will find some bigger bulk items, I think, at Lidl compared to other places. But yeah, everything just seems to be packaged up, and you'll find a lot of non-brand items. All right, so getting ready to check out.
Something to note as well is it's not common for someone to help you bag your groceries, so you do bag your own.
Take your time, don't be in a rush, it's all good.
So we just finished in Lidl, which is one of our favorites. When we were in Spain, Josh and I really love Lidl, specifically because we love the cereal there, but they've got really good deals.
So what did you guys think? Were you right about which one was the cheapest? I want you guys to leave your comments in the comment section below, and if you do shop in Portugal, which one is your favorite grocery store?
And if you want to see more about life in Portugal, make sure you click this playlist here.
Now let's get moving.
Bye.
Bye.